Fiscal policy is a government's use of spending and taxation to influence the economy. It's a vital tool for managing economic stability. By adjusting its levels of spending and taxation, a government can either stimulate or cool down the economy. This dynamic helps in achieving key economic objectives like full employment, price stability, and economic growth. Governments use fiscal policy to respond to various economic challenges. For example, during a recession, increased government spending can boost economic activity. Conversely, during periods of high inflation, reduced spending and increased taxes can help cool down the economy. Thus, fiscal policy is an essential part of the economic toolkit. Understanding fiscal policy requires a look at two main components: taxation and government spending. Both have direct and indirect effects on the economy. Tax policies can influence consumer behavior, while government spending can directly inject money into sectors of the economy. Fiscal policy decisions are often debated among economists and policymakers. They weigh the potential benefits against the risks and long-term impacts. This makes fiscal policy a complex but crucial aspect of economic management. Tax cuts reduce the amount of money individuals and businesses must pay to the government. This leaves more money in the hands of consumers and investors, potentially boosting economic activity. For instance, a reduction in income tax can increase disposable income, leading to higher consumption. The formula for disposable income is disposable income equals gross income minus taxes. Higher disposable income often results in increased demand for goods and services. This can lead to higher production and potentially more job creation. However, the effectiveness of tax cuts depends on the marginal propensity to consume, or MPC, which measures the fraction of additional income that is spent on consumption rather than saved. On the other hand, tax increases have the opposite effect. They reduce disposable income, leading to decreased consumption and investment. This can slow down economic activity. The government might increase taxes to curb excessive spending and inflation, or to fund public projects. The balance between tax cuts and tax increases is delicate and context-dependent. Tax policies are implemented with careful consideration of their long-term impacts. While tax cuts can stimulate short-term growth, they can also lead to budget deficits if not managed properly. Conversely, tax increases can stabilize the economy but may also suppress growth if too aggressive. Government spending involves expenditures on goods, services, and public projects. It can directly stimulate economic activity. For example, spending on infrastructure projects creates jobs and boosts demand for materials. The formula to understand the impact of government spending on the economy is GDP equals consumption plus investment plus government spending plus exports minus imports. An increase in government spending directly raises GDP if all other factors remain constant. This is particularly effective during economic downturns as it compensates for reduced private sector spending. Government spending can also have a multiplier effect. The spending multiplier measures the change in GDP resulting from a change in government spending. The formula for the multiplier is multiplier equals 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. For example, if the MPC is 0.8, the multiplier is 5. This means that for every dollar the government spends, the GDP could increase by $5. However, the actual impact depends on various factors, including the state of the economy and how the funds are used. While increased government spending can stimulate growth, it can also lead to budget deficits and increased national debt. This necessitates a balanced approach to ensure long-term economic sustainability. Section 4. Fiscal policy's role in depressions and inflation. During economic depressions, fiscal policy can help revive the economy. Increased government spending and tax cuts can stimulate demand and create jobs. This is crucial when private sector demand is insufficient. For example, during the Great Depression, the New Deal involved significant government spending on public works. This helped reduce unemployment and boost economic activity. Conversely, during periods of high inflation, fiscal policy can help cool down the economy. Higher taxes and reduced government spending can decrease the overall demand. This helps stabilize prices. The relationship between fiscal policy and inflation is often depicted through the Phillips curve, which shows the inverse relationship between unemployment and inflation. Fiscal policy's effectiveness in managing economic conditions depends on timing and implementation. If applied too late, the desired effects may not be achieved. Additionally, policymakers must consider the long-term impacts, such as public debt and future tax burdens. The balance between stimulating growth and controlling inflation is a delicate one. Policymakers must carefully analyze economic indicators to make informed decisions. Section 5. Marginal propensity to save. The marginal propensity to save, or MPS, is the fraction of additional income that is saved rather than spent. It complements the marginal propensity to consume, or MPC, as together they must sum to 1. Understanding MPS is crucial for predicting the impact of fiscal policy on the economy. For example, if individuals save more of their additional income, meaning a high MPS, the multiplier effect of fiscal policy will be smaller. Conversely, if individuals spend more, indicating a high MPC, the multiplier effect will be larger. This relationship is essential for determining the potential effectiveness of government spending and tax policies. The formula for the spending multiplier, considering MPS, is multiplier equals 1 divided by MPS. A high MPS can indicate a more cautious consumer base, which might require more aggressive fiscal policies to stimulate economic growth. On the other hand, during inflationary periods, a high MPS can help reduce demand pressures. Understanding MPS helps policymakers design effective fiscal policies. It allows them to predict how changes in taxes or government spending will influence overall economic activity. Section 6. Impact on businesses versus individuals. Fiscal policy affects businesses and individuals differently. For businesses, tax cuts can lead to higher profits and more investment in capital and labor. This can increase production capacity and create jobs. However, businesses also benefit from government spending on infrastructure and services, which can reduce operating costs and improve efficiency. For individuals, tax cuts increase disposable income, leading to higher consumption and savings. Government spending on social services and public goods also benefits individuals by improving their quality of life. However, tax increases can reduce disposable income and consumption, potentially leading to lower economic activity. The impact of fiscal policy on businesses is often more direct and immediate, while its effects on individuals can be more varied and long-term. Policymakers must consider these differences when designing fiscal policies to ensure they address the needs of both groups. Balancing the interests of businesses and individuals is crucial for achieving overall economic stability. Effective fiscal policy should promote a healthy business environment while also ensuring the welfare of individuals. Section 7. Conclusion: Economic stability through fiscal policy. Fiscal policy plays a pivotal role in managing economic stability. Through strategic use of tax policies and government spending, governments can influence economic conditions, mitigate recessions, and control inflation. Understanding key concepts like the spending multiplier and marginal propensity to save is essential for appreciating the complexities of fiscal policy. By carefully balancing tax cuts, tax increases, and government spending, policymakers can stimulate growth and maintain economic stability. The impacts on businesses and individuals highlight the diverse effects of fiscal policy and the need for a comprehensive approach. Ultimately, effective fiscal policy requires timely and well-informed decisions. Policymakers must continuously monitor economic indicators and adjust policies accordingly to ensure long-term economic health and stability. Fiscal policy remains a powerful tool in the economic arsenal, capable of driving growth and ensuring the well-being of an economy and its people.